Okay, welcome to Schoology. Schoology is what we use for giving students their assignments. It's also where you can find out the grade that you have or the grades that you have. Also, it's where you'll probably find your Zoom links, and you are going to be in what's called an advisory class, and we call that Hawk Nest. And that class will also be found here in Schoology. This is the main page that you can see in front of you on my screen. And it has these little boxes, and each of those boxes is a separate class. What you're going to notice right away is there's a bunch of writing that describes what the class is. And for the most part, it can be kind of confusing. And unfortunately, as teachers, we can't change it. And it's just whatever was put in there. So what you're going to want to do is notice the number that your class has. So for example, and I guess I already regret saying that. Really, I would not pay attention to the number. It's the description. So the first words here are what your class is. So like this is English Language Arts. And you'd want to look at your schedule and figure out what period you have that. You can see I have some other classes here. It's not very diverse for me because I just teach English. But you can see there's a peer tutor. There's my advisory class. And if I was you, I would rearrange those to be in the correct order. And you can do that right here from the screen by clicking on something and dragging it around. That way, you can have them be in the correct order. So you can have your first period class there, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, which is kind of nice because that would mean on the left-hand side, you'd have your odd classes, which we all have on one day, and then your even classes would be on the right side. Again, those would be the classes we all have on one day since we do odds and evens. While we're on this main page, there are some reminders up here that you'd be notified about if you were, say, missing something, or if there was an assignment that was overdue. Underneath that, it says upcoming, and it also has a link to your calendar. In your calendar, it's going to show for the month if you have anything coming up, and that could be assignments or events. Under upcoming also, it'll have a breakdown by day, what assignments are due when. So you can see that on November 1st, I have 3 assignments that are due. And under each assignment, it says what time they are due. That's an easy place for you to just look real quickly and say, oh, yeah, that's right. I have a 1-pager due and I have a writing assignment due. Cool. Okay. Next things that you should know are when you go into a class, like my 6th grade class here, you can look at your grades. So I'm going to choose a student of mine who I know is doing a great job. And this is the view that you would see of my class. If you wanted to look at your grades, you'd click over here on the left-hand side and see that it says grades. And notice that it's broken down by, this is just for one class. So you could go into each class and do this. It won't show them all in one spot for you. But the grades for this class are broken down by the different categories that I use as a teacher. So first here, you can see this category is reading, and the other category I have is writing. On this side, you can see the grade that was given. If it's got this line there, it means there's no grade given. It also will show you what percentage you're earning for that category. So maybe you could see that, hey, oh, I'm really good at writing, but I'm forgetting to do all the reading stuff. Okay. Now, individual assignments. You could click on that assignment and it would take you there. Or you could click on this little, actually, psych, you can't click on that. But if you did click on the assignment, it would take you to your assignment so you could see what was going on there. This student, you can see, has gotten a 5 out of 5 and a 10 out of 10, 20 out of 20. If your teacher leaves you a comment, it'll show up here on this right-hand side. And that could be helpful if you get an assignment back that you got a grade that you weren't happy with, or if it shows that you had a missing assignment, they might say, hey, this is the problem. You need to fix it before I grade it. Also, These little symbols here show that something was turned in. That little tiny thing means they turned the assignment in versus this assignment isn't due yet, so of course it's not turned in. Once it is, there will be a little symbol just like this that appears there. Okay, so that is the grading and probably the most important thing that you could know about Schoology and where to find that. Some other resources that you might need to know about Schoology is up here at the top. That's where our message center is. And so you could click that and send a message. And also that is where notifications are. So as far as notifications go, it could be important to make sure that you're getting notifications sent to your email. To do that, we'd click the caret, we go to settings, and then we'd go to notifications. I would suggest making sure that email is turned on for most of your academic stuff. So you'd go from off to on. For me, as a teacher, I actually don't want tons of emails coming in. Like I don't want an email coming in just letting me know a student turned it in. So you'll see that a lot of my stuff is turned off. But the one thing I definitely have turned on is when I receive a message. Down here under private, that means I get an email when you message me or a student messages me. And you'll probably want to know the same thing if you decide that you can want a message from Schoology. Most teachers, though, would probably prefer you to message them through email. But for me, it looks the same. So just know that. So again, I would turn on most of those boxes. If you find that you're getting too much of something, you might think about what it is and try turning it off and seeing if that helps. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of it, but I'm going to show you really quickly how you might have a class set up. So in my class for 6th grade, you can see I've got a little welcome class announcement that'll stay there all year. I've got a weekly schedule that you can look at in case you're not sure what the schedule is. And I have a Zoom link, and that Zoom link's always good for my class. I have some other explainer things that people should know for the rest of the time. The way my class is organized, though, is I do it by a month. So that way, if someone needs to go back and look at something we did from a long time ago, they can go, okay, September, okay, I think it was week 2, 3, writing, and then we've got the different days that we learned things and the big assignment we had. So you could, in your teacher's classroom, probably go back and look through folders to find things. That's how it's organized. And you can click the carets like I'm clicking, or you could click the actual link and it'll open the folder up. And then from there, you could click the caret to drop a folder down, or you could actually just click on that folder. But I prefer to do the drop down. Okay, this symbol right here, you should get used to because that means it's an assignment. So this is an assignment versus this right here is just a page. A page means there's probably just a link there for you to look at. Up here at the top, you can see that you could go back to a previous folder like October, and that's an easy way to get around. There are some other little tricky things that might hold you up as far as linking your Google Drive to an assignment, but your teacher should know how to do that. And it's not really easy for me to show you. So make sure that if you have issues like that, that you talk to your teacher about it and get those taken care of. Okay, I hope this was helpful. In the meantime, like I said in my classes, happy writing.